Hi, welcome back everybody. This is Paul with Southern Adirondack Outdoors. Today we're at the sawmill, but we're not going to be staying here long. We're going to be going up to the woods. We had a storm come through last Wednesday and Thursday. Today's Sunday, April 7th. So a little under a week ago, a storm came through with strong winds, about 3 or 4 inches of heavy wet snow. Took down a lot of trees, which of course took down the power lines. We were out of power for about 36 hours. I'm running on a generator. So right now I'm going to go up and clean up the trees that, of course, fell across the trail. So we'll head up that way. Up that way, that is. About a half mile. All right, everybody, we're up to the woods now. Spared you the tractor ride. Here's our first obstruction of the trail. This is a white pine. And it's fairly lengthy, but not much, probably no lumber in it. And there's the, I'll call it the stick that it came from. I think you can see up there where it broke off. The trunk I will be able to get something out of for the sawmill. From here it looks like it's about 16 to 18 inches in diameter. And I'm not gonna get that today though. Today's just clearing the trail. So if you see me leaving firewood behind or a nice piece of log for lumber, don't worry, I'll be back for them. But today's just getting the trails open. And so there's that white pine. And then down here, further down the trail a couple feet, there's a maple, soft maple. And that broke off way over there. That's probably about 14 inches, 16 inches or so. So it fell straight across the trail. Looks like it took down a dead white pine right behind it too a little bit. So that'll make some good firewood. Let me get the chainsaws all fired up and we'll get going. If you're curious, the white pine I used the 194C on, and the maple down there, the Husqvarna 540 XP. They both need a little exercise after winter. All right, everybody, we got the white pine cleared up. Still got stuff on the side to deal with, but that can be another day, so I'll get the trail open. And the maple down there, I can see the leaning part of it still. That's out of the trail as well. So this trail's now open. So that's so far 2 trees down in the trails. Let's see what happens with number 3. All right, we're coming up on a white pine. We're only about 100 feet from where we were. You can see the tops across the trail down there. But the white pine goes all the way back to there. I'll take you back there in a minute. All right, as you can see behind me here, this trail is blocked by this topless white pine. It's a rather sizable white pine. And it took out, so let's see, it looks like a beech there, maple there. So it took out couple other small trees with it. Oh, we'll go back and take a look at the stump. Now this is actually half the tree. Let's see how straight it is. I haven't really looked at it yet. Well, yeah, it's a little curvy, but I think we get some lumber out of it. And here's the other half of the tree that came down maybe 4 years ago in that big storm I always talk about. Here's the stump or stick. Let me get around here so the sun's not in your eyes. And I probably got about 12 feet of lumber there. And let's see, I can put you down for a second so I can get a tape measure out. All right, this is the fancy Master Mechanic 50-foot professional logger's tape. Just kidding. So we're looking at 8 feet 8 inches in circumference. And I'll do the math and put the diameter down below, if I remember. 8 feet 9. I have to get a longer choker just to go around that. My chokers are only 8 foot. She's a biggie. But that's today's project. Just a part across the road, of course. Okay, well, got it cleared. It's pretty raw, and just hacked my way through to get the trail open. But still a lot more work ahead of me. But at least now we get the tractor through. Okay, we're coming up on this big black cherry that came down. Probably the biggest one we have in the woods. This is a big gnarly old black cherry. Half of it split out a couple years ago, and now this is the other half. And this half was actually leaning in the opposite direction. Trying not to swing around too fast. You see this old scar here on the tree? That was from about 4 years ago or so. Half of it, but the half that's currently that came down was from this side. Watch the sun here. And that was actually leaning that way, and it fell that way, so about 180 degrees from where it was leaning. So that must have been pretty strong winds that came through that day, last week. And I'm going to include here a shot of Andy by the tree. I'll take some measurements of it, but it's a pretty big tree when you see Andy standing by it. Some measurements for you. Let's see. Just shy of 11 feet in diameter. I'll work out what that is in, 11 feet in circumference. And I'll work that out and let's see what the diameter is and put it down below. So this one actually didn't fall in the road. So I'm not going to cut this one up today. At least not on camera. I might do it anyways, but so out of the 4 trees that fell across our trails from a storm, out of the 4 big trees that came down, 3 of them fell across the trail. So 75% rate on trees falling across the trail. The trails seem to be a magnet for them. So anyways, I'll get working on this cherry. All right, everybody, I've been working on that big cherry for a couple hours. Well, not a couple hours, an hour. And I got all the top trimmed up so I could see what I had here. I wasn't sure what was here. And there's a lot of cherry. It's definitely a tree that grew out in the open before this was all wooded. Oh, probably 100 years ago, it was still farmed. And I got a couple small hard maples for firewood. And let's see, there we go. Climb over the tree here. And then you see a root ball here of that's of a soft maple. Probably see going up that way. That'll make great firewood. Maybe some lumber, but it's pretty gnarly of a old cherry tree. So it will probably be firewood. All right, everybody. I just realized it's gonna be a pretty choppy video. Filming as I do them. 2 days after I think I was up here on this cherry. This is the big cherry that came down. I limbed it up, all the small limbs. And then I'm gonna try to get this big old stump down the ground. This is the one that, let's see, I think I measured 11 feet, which equals 42 inches across diameter. First thing I gotta do is get, let's see the light here. Let's get this, it's a I don't know what you want to call it, hanging chad? Hanging big splinter of wood off the side first. And I'm going to use the pole saw for that. Better angle over here without the sun. It's just hanging off by that little bit of wood right there. Problem is I don't know which way it's going to fall. So I'm going to set you guys back a ways so that I don't kill the cameras and hopefully myself as well. I want to get rid of the stump. I could leave it. It doesn't do any harm sitting here. But I also want to cut it down because I'm curious, because it's sitting on this old farmers clearing the field stone piles. So this base here that you see, all these are stones that were picked out of the field way back when. I don't know when. I think the late 1800s. I'm curious. Once I get the stump down, I'm going to count the rings back and see when the tree grew. Since the tree is right on the pile, it must have grown after the pile was in place. So it could be interesting to see. So first I'm going to get the pole saw out and we'll cut that big splinter off. I had a feeling it would go that way. The pole saw is always nice to put away. With the extension on it, reaching up there, it tends to wear the arms out a little bit. It gets heavy up there. So that's what I put away. I cleared up a little section here so I can work. And my tactic today is I'm going to cut all the way through and hopefully be supported on these wedges that I'll pound in as I go around. Because these big sticks, as I call them, don't like to fall unless you cut a huge notch in them. So I'm going to hopefully cut it all the way through, leave it sitting on the wedges, and then I have the, I don't know if it comes through on cable or not, or on cable, on camera or not, but I got a cable and chain hooked up over there to the kubota and the Hud-son skidding winch. And today, you probably expect I'm using the 500i, but I'm not. I'm using the 461, and the bar I have on the 461 is a 36-inch steel bar. Oh, and I should add, I have no idea if this is going to work. I've never done it before, but I figure it's worth a try. Hopefully the tractor will pull it over, and who knows, because once it's cut off the stump, there's no hinge wood to guide it. So it could go anywhere, but I'm in the middle of the woods. It doesn't matter where it goes, really. One thing I'm not sure of, this part of the tree has a crack down here. I'm not sure how much of a split that is. If it's, this might come off separately, this hunk. Don't know. All right, everybody. I'm 99% through, I think. It's sitting on the wedges, except for maybe this spot here where my cuts didn't quite line up. But I'm trying to keep an eye on it at the same time, talk to you. I thought I heard a crack. At the center of that tree is, you probably saw the dark crud coming out and hitting me. And it was just rotten and wet and slimy. So now we're gonna get to the tractor, start it up, and hopefully pull it over. Alrighty, here we go. Boom. Alright, see, it's fun watching something go boom, huh? Alright, I can take you off. You and I will see the stump at the same time together here. Hopefully I get the chain out. The wedges fell out. I might have broke one because I had so close to the falling area. Well, I don't think I can get an age out of that. The middle is just dirt, basically. Oh, wow. You can see it here in the cutoff. So I can get out of the shadows. There's literally roots growing in there, it looks like. Roots to something, not sure what. But since the middle's gone, I guess I won't be getting any information out of this tree. Oh, the sun's moved. Oh. All right, everybody. I guess that's gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna cut up this tree a little bit, get it ready for hauling out for firewood, and call it quits for the day. I hope you enjoyed, and please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.